Hello everyone. Today we will do some tarot readings based on the first quarter moon in Pisces for our earth elements, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Now, this is a reading for the first quarter moon in Pisces. So as you can see, when it is the first quarter moon, only half of the moon can be seen and the other half is still a mystery. So as you begin this cycle, not everything is still revealed to you. The mystery is still unfolding, and you need your intuition to guide you. So it's very important for you to honor your feelings. Okay, so listen to your feelings, listen to your intuition as you navigate yourself to this first quarter moon in Pisces. Now, Pisces is a symbol of fishes that are dancing, two fishes dancing in the water. So you need to dance with your emotions. You need to dance in tune with your emotions. You need to listen to your intuitions and intuition. Don't allow them to accumulate, or else you might explode like a volcano. Now let us try to read from the handbook that accompanies this card to get more insights with regards to honoring your feelings. Are you putting on a good front, acting like you are bright and breezy, but hiding your real feelings? Rather than acting as though everything is fine, if you are worried about certain issues, it is best to deal with them. Avoid getting so wrapped up in your feelings that you overwhelm yourself and everyone else involved in the situation. If you deny your feelings, you will go nowhere fast with your manifesting. Look at the big picture and use your intuition. Avoid blowing an upset out of proportion. Okay, so listen to your feelings, allow your feelings to guide you. And now let us go to your tarot reading. We will start with Taurus. Okay, Taurus, let us see what the moon and the stars have for you for the first quarter moon in Pisces. So our main energy is honor your feelings. Okay. Listen to your heart. Okay, we have the Tower. And then the Knight of Cups. And then Death. Okay. Well, Taurus, it seems that you have just finished a chapter and it is the universe that has closed that chapter for you. Now, we have here the Death. The Death symbolizes a closing of a chapter, and then the Tower is the chapter that was closed was, it was a strike from heaven. Okay, it's like there was a lightning strike that struck that whatever it is that made you feel stable, something that you were relying on in the past, something that made for a certain period of time you felt stable, suddenly was shattered. I don't know why, but usually when you encounter a Tower moment, it is because the universe feels that it is not going to be beneficial for you if you continue in that situation. So in a certain sense, it's a blessing from the divine. And this Tower moment might have felt you feel insecure. Like, for example, you see these two people, they are falling right now. But in the process of falling, that's when you become aware of the presence of the divine in your life. You know how it is when a crisis occurs in your life and you feel so alone that even those people that usually you can rely on, you couldn't rely on anymore. It's as if you feel so alone and you feel so vulnerable and you don't know how to go about it. And then suddenly you remember the presence of the divine in your life, that you realize you need the divine in your life. And so you become receptive to the presence of the divine. Some of you, for some of you, there is a renewal of faith. If, for example, before you were just relying too much on your ego, now you realize that you need to be more docile to the guidance of the divine. And you realize that you cannot be in charge of everything. There are certain situations wherein you just couldn't control. So it's like this one. When you fall, when you start to fall, you couldn't control when you're going. You cannot prevent yourself from falling. You just keep on falling, and the gravity just keeps on pulling you. No matter how hard you would like to keep yourself from falling, you will continue on falling. And it's like you know how it is, that experience when you undergo a certain tower moment. Sometimes you feel like you keep on falling and falling and falling, and it doesn't stop until you finally surrender. You finally surrender to the divine, and then you say, "Okay, Lord, I surrender to you." And when you surrender, sometimes it doesn't stop immediately. It still continues to fall, as if the divine is telling you, you can still, you can still withstand it. It's like a coach. You are a coach that trains you to run for a certain number of kilometers, and then when you reach for example 20 kilometers, you say, I cannot go on anymore. And then the coach will tell you, one more kilometer, you can make it to 21 kilometers. So it's like that. It's, you come to a point where the tower moment comes, and then you start to feel like you're falling and falling and falling until you lose you lose your ego. You surrender. You lose your control in the situation, and then finally you realize you cannot control it anymore, and then you surrender yourself to the divine. You surrender yourself to God, and then you thought it will stop, but it doesn't stop yet, and you feel somehow that the divine is saying, you can do it more, another kilometer. And then so finally you surrender and say, okay, okay, you continue. And then finally, after a while, when you least expect it, everything stops and death comes. I mean, the closing of the chapter comes. The chapter closes, and then suddenly there is a certain peace that is brought by the Knight of Cups. A certain peace wherein you are aware of the presence of the divine in your life. And then suddenly, all the turmoil, all the crisis suddenly turns into peace. And then the lesson comes. You listen to the lesson of life, and then you feel richer as a person. So this is what happens oftentimes when the tower moment comes. It doesn't immediately stops. It continues, and you will experience a certain free fall, and it will not immediately stop, because the divine wants you to develop more stamina in this kind of spiritual challenge. It's like undergoing an examination in the school of life. And then after a while, when you least expect it, after you've completely surrendered, after a while, it will suddenly stop when you least expect it. And when it stops, the sun will start to rise. You will start to feel the peace that the Knight of Cups says. And then you find yourself going through life, now more aware of the presence of the divine in your life. And suddenly, there is a peace in your life. But this is just a temporary state. After a while, after you've learned from this lesson, you will have a bigger examination. So it's like the circle of life. It's like the wheel of fortune. The wheel continues to turn, and it's a spiral thing. So now you've learned from this lesson. Later on, after a certain period of rest, after a certain period of shall we call vacation, okay, you will undergo another trial, but this time at a higher level, and you will learn something even more. So it's a constant stage, one step, and then another step, and then another step, and then before you know it, you realize you are learning more and more in the spiritual journey. And as you go up the ladder, of your spiritual growth, you realize that you become more and more docile to the movement of the spirit in your life. You become less dependent on your ego and more docile to the promptings of the spirit in your life. So this is the journey that is like that. You learn how to trust the universe when you find yourself free falling. You learn to surrender yourself to the universe. You learn to realize that you cannot completely rely just on your ego, that you need the presence of the divine in your life. So I feel this is what is happening to you right now, Taurus. As you undergo this tower moment, there will be some moments before, some moments of free falling before the closing of the chapter, which can be symbolized by death, will come. Now, in the process of reaching this closing of the chapter, there are certain things that can be an obstacle for you to immediately reach this closing of the chapter. When you are in denial, just as this child here, this little girl here, is in denial, so it will lengthen the process of the tower moment if you are still in denial. But sometimes we have to undergo that process. There are certain process until we reach acceptance. There is that denial, and then later on, when you realize that you cannot deny it anymore, you have to accept it. Then you accept it, and then you try to bargain, just like this bishop. He's bargaining with death. But then later on, there is a complete surrender, like this king who have died. He completely surrendered. I surrender. I cannot do anything. And you realize this is a process that you cannot avoid anymore. You have to surrender. And finally, when there is that surrender, there is that acceptance. And that acceptance is this little girl who is offering a flower to death. She lovingly welcomes the transition towards a new chapter of life. So it's like that now. So it's a process that you will undergo. The faster the process of accepting towards, from denial to bargaining to finally surrender and acceptance. Well, the faster you undergo that process, then the faster the tower moment will come, will end, no, and the faster that the peace will accompany you. So finally, you will realize that really you need the divine in your life, because there are moments in our life where even our most closest people in our life cannot reach us, and it is only the divine who can accompany us in that moment of solitude. And finally, we have here the Knight of Cups, where finally the Knight of Cups is more docile to the movement of the spirit, and he is spending more time in contemplation, less dependent on his ego, and more dependent on the guidance of the spirit in his life. And you see, his journey continues now, but a little bit more peaceful. Somehow, there is already a certain surrender in it. So this is what I can see right now for you, Taurus, in your tarot reading for the first quarter moon in Pisces. Now, this is, let us try to get some reflections on the reflection card on the first quarter. Okay, first quarter moon reflections. Okay, let's see. It says here, the moon is the first milestone on the road to the stars. Okay, so yeah, when you journey towards the stars, you will have to pass by the moon first. Okay, it's the same. Okay, it's the journey to the stars. I feel is the journey towards your inner life. I feel that the moon is this tower moment wherein the universe wakes us up, and when we pass by that, we learn to surrender, and the journey toward the stars continue. Okay, now let us see. Now in the area of the full moon, okay, at the stage of the full moon, let us see what reflections we can get at the stage of the full moon. Okay, it says here, yours is the light by which my spirit is born. You are my sun, my moon, and all my stars. I feel this is like the prayer of Saint Augustine, who have said to the divine, late have I loved you, oh infinite, oh marvelous, or something like that. No, it was as if he finally surrendered himself to God, to the divine, and he said, oh, late have I loved you. I never realized that you were just here with me. I was looking for you out there. I was looking for you everywhere, when you are just here beside me. It reminds me also of Psalm 39, wherein, Lord, you are before me, you are behind me, you are around me. There's that realization of the presence of the divine in his life. And it's a very personal experience, and I feel that if you will just be docile to the movement of the spirits in your life, you too will have that personal moment of really experiencing the presence of the divine in your life. So when you completely surrender to the divine and allow the divine to change the situations that you are in, you will find yourself saying, yours is the light by which my spirit is born. You are my sun, my moon, and all my stars. So it is like a dialogue between you and the divine. Okay, finally here we have here the new moon. Okay, at the end of the full moon, we reach the new moon, and it says here, when you see the setting, wait for the rising. Why worry about sunset or a fading moon? Okay, so now that you are having this tower moment, now that you are going through that closing of a chapter, look at the sunrise. Wait for the sunrise. They say it is darkest just before the sun rises. So in this dark moment, whatever dark moment you are, just always remember this too will pass and soon the sun will rise. Just as the king finally surrenders, the sunrise starts already. So at the end of the tower moment, the sun will rise and there will be peace. There will be a deeper awareness of the presence of the divine in your life. So just be patient, just wait. Allow yourself to undergo the process of, it's like a purification and it's like learning something new in the school of life. Well, Taurus, this is your reading for the first quarter moon in Pisces. Now, let us go to the next earth sign, which is Virgo. Okay, Virgo, let us see what the moon and the stars have for you through the tarot cards for the first moon in Pisces. Now, remember that our main energy is honor your feelings. Okay. Okay, let us see. Okay, we have here the Seven of Pentacles, and then the Page of Wands, and the Eight of Wands. Okay, so here, one possibility that we can see here right now is that you need to listen to your feeling right now. You are already benefiting from the fruits of your labor. Okay, you created something, and it's like planting the seed in a garden. You cultivated the garden, you cared for this inspiration that you have, and finally, your garden is bearing fruit. You see here the pentacles already. So if it is a career, you started something, you worked on it, and now it is bearing fruit. Okay. Now, right now you are in a stage of thinking whether you're going to continue with this project or you're going to start something new. Now you're a little bit in the meditative mood. You're trying to see, but when you look at the second card, it shows here the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is ready for a journey. You see the cloak that is wrapped around the neck and going down, and his clothes are really, he has a staff. The staff can symbolize also somebody who's on a journey, a journey by foot. So it's like going on adventure. He has also a traveler's cap over there. So it seems that for some of you, after you examined, you started a project and you now you became successful with it, and there are a lot of benefits with it. And I think for some of you, you started a certain job or maybe a certain business for some, and you have earned from it, you benefited from it. So from a seed, now there were fruits, and the fruits, usually when you sell it, you gain something. So you have already some gains in this project. Now for some of you, whatever you have gained here, you could have invested into a new, like for example, finally you are gaining some of it. So for some of you, you are using the gain in order to travel. So it's like, okay, now that I have gained something, what should I do next? So for some of you, maybe you are treating yourself and you're going on an adventure. Okay. For some of you also, after all this success, you felt, I want something new. Okay. I've done this already. I want to do something different, something new. Okay. So for some of you, you set out on a new venture. And for some of you, you will be traveling to another place in order to begin it. For some of you, this is a symbol that you are beginning a new chapter or a new venture, something different from here, because you've already experienced it, you've seen it, you've enjoyed it. Okay, check in your bucket list, I want to do something else. Okay, so some of you, it's like that. Okay, so for some of you, you finish with this chapter and you're opening a new one. For some of you, because you are benefiting from here, you continue this business, but you are going on a travel as benefit, because you've it's sort of like a gift to yourself after you have succeeded in this one. But you continue this project and you still maintain it. But for some of you, you will be traveling to another land. You see, it's different because this one is with pyramids. So for some of you, you will be literally traveling to another place, either to begin a new venture or to sort of treat yourself after this success, and then afterwards you will come back. Okay, whatever it is, if you went on a journey, if you're beginning a new venture, help is on its way. Okay, the universe will be sending more graces to you so that when you start this new venture, it will flourish. Okay, so that's one. Another thing is that as you continue, this project that you have will flourish even more because help will be coming from the universe, and this one, what you started, will flourish even more. I remember there's this story about millionaires. They say, what is the secret that they become millionaires and they continue to become millionaires? It is because they repeated what they did. For example, what they did in order to gain their first million, they again repeated it. So whatever strategies they did, they just repeated it. And so they earned another million. And then after a certain time, another million. So they continue to earn millions. So it can be that you will continue this one and more help will be coming from the universe and you will continue to progress. So these are the two possibilities that I can see here in your in your in your cards. So what is the feeling that you need to honor? Well, you need to honor, you need to discern right now. Will you continue on this project? Are you still happy with this project? If you're still happy with this project, okay, you take a pause, treat yourself, and then you continue. You repeat it again. And maybe you could put some people also to help you. You share the benefits of what you have, especially if it's your loved ones, no? But yeah, you just repeat what you did and you will continue to progress. For some of you, if you're tired already, you listen to your heart. If you feel you want to start something new, then you begin again. There's no fear also because you are a person who is on fire. You have here the wand. A person who is on fire will always find ways in order to progress, in order to succeed, no? Because you always give your heart and your soul into what you are doing, and when you do that, oftentimes what follows next is success. Okay, but whatever it is, whatever decision you will make, you will always have the assistance from the universe. The universe will send you always help. It can be in form of people or investments. It can be also from enlightenment, new insights, new lessons that they can teach you. But the beautiful thing is the universe is supporting you. It's help coming from above, going down. So it's help from heaven. So this is what we can see right now for you, Virgo. It's a very good reading. Now we will try to see. Okay, we are now in the first quarter moon of Pisces, so we will try to see what are the reflection, a reflection card from the first quarter moon in Pisces. Let's see. What can we get? Okay, it says here, when the storm is over and night falls, and the moon is out in all its glory, and all you're left with is the rhythm of the sea, of the waves, you know what God intended for the human race. You know what paradise is. Okay. So after all the challenges that you have encountered in life, yeah, you take a pause and admire the beauty of nature. For some of you, traveling. And then you will see the grandeur and the generosity of the divine in your life. So you know what paradise is. After all your efforts, treat yourself and share it also with other people. enjoy the fruits of your labor. Don't wait until you're already old. I mean, while you're still young, if you can travel, travel. When you're already old, you will feel a lot of pain, a lot of discomfort. Better to travel when you're still young. Okay, when you still can also. When you can still comfortably can travel. When you can still comfortably travel. So, yeah, after all those efforts and everything, you get to appreciate more the graces that you have received from God. Okay, here we have, this one is for the full moon. Okay, so as the cycle of the moon evolves to its fullness, a flower knows when its butterfly will return, and if the moon walks out, the sky will understand. But now it hurts to watch you leave so soon, when I don't know if you will ever come back. Okay, so something about the full moon and something about people, a person leaving. Okay, it can be you. It can be somebody's message to you because you are leaving. Maybe somebody who appreciated you in this working place where you were, and you are now setting on a new venture. Some people will miss you because maybe they will miss the energy, positive energy that you have. If it is just going on a vacation, still somebody's going to miss you when you leave. Okay, maybe somebody who considers you very important in their life, so even if you will just go on a vacation, they will still miss you. Okay, so somebody treasures you. Okay, let's see what else can we find. Now this is one that is for the new moon. So after the full moon, the moon becomes smaller, and then finally a new cycle will begin. So, oh, this is a long one. The reappearance of the crescent moon after the new moon. Okay. The return of the sun after a total eclipse. Okay. So the first quarter moon returns after another new moon. Okay. The rising of the sun in the morning after its troublesome absence at night were noted by people around the world. This phenomenon spoke to our ancestors of the possibility of surviving death. Up there in the skies was also a metaphor of immortality. Okay. The cycles of life, the beginning of a project and then the closing of a project and the beginning of a new one, can also mirror the mystery of life after death. When the cycles of the moon, when it starts with darkness and then there is the crescent moon, then the quarter moon, the full moon, and then suddenly there is again the quarter moon and then the crescent moon, and then there is again darkness. We begin from the source, which is the beginning of everything. If you parallel it with the darkness, we start with the darkness and then we are brought to life, and then we are again going back into that darkness from which we came from. Now, it's a mystery. We came from a mystery. Where we came from, until now, people are still discussing. Where we came from is still a mystery until now. Some people says we came after the Big Bang. Okay, what came before the Big Bang? It's still a mystery. Okay. When we die, it's like the universe, because they say after the Big Bang, the universe expanded. And then after a while, when the momentum of the expansion becomes weaker, everything will be drawn back again by this pull towards from which everything came from. And they will come back again to the source from which they came from. And that source is still a mystery and still a subject for discussion until now. It's the same also. We don't know where we came from before we were born in this earth. And we don't know where we will go after we die. So this is one of the mysteries of life. And everything that happens in our life, every event that happens, like the day and the night, all of them parallel this mystery, wherein everything starts from a mystery and will return into that mystery. And I think that what makes life interesting. We do not know what awaits us after this one. Many people have different conjectures. Some say there is no reincarnation. Some say there is a reincarnation. Well, we do not know. It's still a mystery. And that what makes life very interesting. people still continue to discuss about this mystery. And I think they will continue to discuss even more, even way beyond after we have crossed over into that mystery that awaits us at the end of our journey here. Well, I hope this has given you some new insights, Virgo, and I hope that you were able to get some food that you can take with you in your life's journey. I look forward to seeing you again next time. Until that time, I hope to see you again. Okay, may God continue to serve to may God continue to bless you as you go through this journey. But at the same time, we need to go to the next reading already, to the next earth element, which is Capricorn. Okay, we don't want to forget the last element of earth, which is Capricorn. So, Virgo, I'm going now to Capricorn. If you want to join me, you are very much welcome to do so. Okay. Okay, Capricorn, let us now see what the moon and the stars have in store for you for the first quarter moon in Pisces through the tarot cards. Now, the main energy is honor your feelings. Okay, so just take note of this one, the main energy that we have for the first quarter moon in Pisces for Capricorn. Okay, we have here the 7 of Wands, the 10 of Wands, and the Ace of Wands. Okay. So you are on fire. You see, all your cards are on fire. Okay. You are on fire, and it seems that recently you have had a lot of challenges, but you were able to overcome them. You were on a higher ground. You can see everything, and whatever challenge come your way, you are able to defend yourself. Okay. And because of that, finally, at the end, these challenges that you encountered, you're finally able to gather all these things. Okay, so it's like people are trying, for example, situations, they're trying to, you were facing a lot of challenges, and slowly as you face these challenges, it makes me think that all these ones that were trying to fight against you, you slowly got them one by one. You see here it's 7, no? I think 3 more arrived, or maybe 2 more arrived. So 7 plus 2, 9, plus your 1 became 10. So people were fighting against you one by one. You were able to disarm them, and you got their ones, and finally you got all of them, and you laid them down all in your hands. No, so it's like you were having a fight with them, and all these ones that were fighting with you, you got them and you brought them there with you. So it's as if whatever challenges you have, you overcome each one of them, and you won over them, and so you won the ones that were used to fight against you. So if, for example, you know how it is when you are sort of like negotiating with someone, and then you win them over to your side, something like that. But it's more of when it comes to material things. For example, you bet on each other, and then you won, and then you got what he has. Okay, and then you fought and again with another person, you won, and you got what this other person had. No, so sooner or later, all their ones you got, and they were with you. It can be that some people were at first against you, and in the end you won them over, and now they are together with you, and now you have the responsibility of taking care of them. Okay, maybe you were given a position, a higher position for some of you. First, they were your you were ahead of them. Maybe you are younger, but your ability is higher than them. Maybe you were at the same ground before, but somehow you were a little bit higher, and then they were trying to, maybe you were all vying for a certain position, and then later on you won, and then maybe you became a supervisor of all of them, and all of them are under your care, and now you're caring all of them. Okay, so it's like that. It's like you were promoted. For some of you, you were promoted to a higher position, and all these people who were competing with you, all of them became under you, and now you are more muscular because of the challenge. You see here, this person is still a little skinny, but here he's became muscular already. So it means that at first maybe these people were challenging you, but then in the end you You became their boss, something like that. Okay. And because of your experience with the challenges they gave you, now you know how to handle them and you are able to carry them. And now all these ones are starting to flourish. So being under you, they start to flourish again. Okay. And now you are going to plant them. So when you plant them, they will flourish even more. So in a certain sense, those who considered you as a competition before are now dependent on you for their welfare. So for some of you, you were promoted into a supervisor. And now that you are promoted into a supervisor, the universe is giving you the Ace of Wands. Maybe that is the promotion, or maybe the universe is going to give you a new inspiration that will benefit not only you, but also these people who are now under your care. So this is one possibility that we can have here. Or it can be that you were competing with other companies if you are an entrepreneur or whatever, and then later on you slowly bought all the other companies and now they're all under your care. It can be like that also. There was a competition, there were competitors, and these competitors later on folded and you bought them and now they are all under your care. And now you are receiving an inspiration in order to make all these things flourish. For some of you, maybe the employees who were in these companies were now under you and now they are under your care. So now you have a responsibility of caring for them. I think you will be planting them. So you will be, for me, it makes me think that you will be improving on what they had before with what you had, because you had an advantage over them. There is a certain thing, maybe this Ace of Wands, that inspiration or that knowledge or that special gift that you receive from the universe that made you above the rest. And that gift now is what you are using in order to plant them and make them flourish also. So it's something like that. Please just take how it resonates with you, but I feel it is like that. Your competitors later on, you won them over. Now they are all under your care right now. And the universe continues to give you. He gives you a certain gift. And all throughout that time, you were on fire. These people were also on fire because maybe they were defending their position, but later on, they came under your care. And now, for me also, this can symbolize also that what were separated before are now united into one. So somehow, I don't know how you did it, but you were able to put them all together, and now you are working as one, and it will lead to success. It's already the gift that the universe is giving you. It can be that your new idea also will allow these people to come together, and then you are now working together. It will lead to further success. Now, it can be that it already happened. Okay, so just you try to see where the timeline is. It could be that it's about to happen also, or it already happened, or it's in the process of happening, of unfolding. But all of them, it seems that yes, your competitors will later on be under your care, and then yeah, you will be one, and it will be something that will lead to success, and it is a gift from the universe. So be a gracious receiver, lovingly accept it and say thank you. Don't forget to say thank you. Okay, now let us try to read some reflection cards. Here is for the first quarter moon in Pisces. So let's see what can we expect at the beginning of the first quarter moon. Okay, let's see. Okay, it says here, be the moon and inspire people even when you are far from full. Okay, so at the beginning, already be an inspiration to them. They are sort of maybe challenging you because maybe they say, oh, you're young, okay, you're just a greenhorn, you're just beginning, but you have an inspiration. I think you will win them over, and then yeah, you will take care of them. Maybe in fact you might even share with them this idea or this energy that you have right now. So be the moon and inspire people. Inspire these people instead of fighting with them. You are on higher ground, you can see more their situation. Maybe also there is a certain detachment that you have. Maybe being new in the company also allows you to see certain things that old people who are old in the company already cannot see anymore. So be an inspiration for people, and sooner or later it will lead them to be part of your team already. They will be, winning them over into your side because they realize that with you they will win. Okay, so inspire people. Okay, be an inspiration to them. So, in a certain sense, try not to antagonize them. Try to win them over. Okay. Uh, it's easier to attract flies with honey than with vinegar. Okay. Um, you are the sun. You bring warmth, laughter, and joy. Okay, so you are a cheerful person. You are, yeah, people find joy when they are with you. So you bring warmth, laughter, and joy. But he is the moon. Okay, who is the moon? Okay. He draws me into a world of mystery that I have never known. Okay. Well, it's nice. Being mysterious draws people also. So maybe don't show all the cards, no? Be mysterious also. To inspire people is to maybe give them a glimpse of the possibilities, but don't give everything. You allow them to discover things as the process unfolds, no? Like this one, in the first quarter moon, half can be seen and the other half is still in darkness. The other half is still a mystery. And when you begin something new, a new project, it's still a mystery. So it's also a mystery to you, and make it also a mystery to them. You journey with them, allow them to journey with you, and allow them also to discover or to find the joy of discovering new things. So maybe what is seen is, yes, it's good to be a source of warmth, laughter, and joy, but also it's good also to be a bit mysterious also. Well, anyway, that's just take it on how it resonates with you. Okay, so you are the sun, you bring warmth, joy, laughter, and joy. But he is the moon. Okay, it seems like he is better. So you will be better if you are mysterious. He draws me into the world of mystery that I have never known. So it's like being compared to another person. And somehow the mystery guy is more enticing. Okay, so yeah, if you are going to inspire people, maybe you need to have a little sense of mystery also. Okay, finally here is in the new moon already. So as the full moon presents itself, now we go back to the new moon. It says here is something you have to understand about stories. Okay, we're talking about stories. They point you in the right direction, but they can't take you all the way there. Okay, so it's like when you inspire people, you point them into the direction, but they will have to also walk on their own. Okay, anyway, let's try to see some more. Stories are crescent moons. Okay, crescent moons, beginning moons. They glimmer in the night sky, but they are most exquisite in their incomplete state. Okay, the more mysterious they are, the more they are only very small, the more exquisite they are. Because people crave the beauty of not knowing. Okay, the beauty of the mystery, the excitement of suggestion, and the sweet tragedy of mystery. Okay, so it seems like, yeah, the invitation for you is not just to be a source of happiness and warmth and joy and laughter, but also be mysterious. Being mysterious can draw people more closer to you. So it's like you attract them more into your side with a little bit of mystery. So maybe that is the advice for you. Be a little bit more mysterious. Now, I hope this has helped you right now, Capricorn, and I look forward to seeing you again in our next videos. So this is your reading for the first quarter moon in Pisces. We finished already with Taurus and Virgo. If you want to see them, there are links also in the description box to each earth sign. So I hope to see you again next time, and may God continue to bless your ways.